Welcome into Busch Stadium in downtown St. Louis. Major League Baseball on tap. It's the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Festivities are wrapping up. This place is rocking. The home opener is coming up next. All right, ready to get underway. Here's Juan Soto. Swinging a foul straight back.
That's a ball.
That's smashed towards center. And there's one down.
Second baseman, Patel Martel.
Check swing called strike. Strike one. That one ripped. And that's got extra bases written all over it. Now he'll turn for second. And that's a two-bagger.
He was all over that one. A well-deserved double on a great swing. Got everything going on time. He stayed balanced and he squared it up about as well as you could possibly ask.
Oh, great stop. And they get the out. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now.
And this is a big opportunity for him to pick up his teammate right here.
First pitch just misses. Swing and a ground ball. Bregman to first. Third out. And the batter will be Fernando Tatis Jr.
Number 23, Fernando Tatis Jr.
Boog, Tatis is so athletic. He probably could have carved out a career in other sports if he wanted, but
swing and a deep drive. This one's got a chance. Way back there, and boom goes the dynamite. A solo shot. The Cardinals score first. It's 1-0.
always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
Ripped to short. One away. That ground ball may have him back on track after the homer. Vladdy Jr. stepping to the dish now.
Hey, ha! Outside. That's a ball.
What a stop. Fires to first. Nicely done for the out. Swings through that one. 0-1. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. And that means Mike Trout will have a chance to hit. That one missed.
Hee-haw! Ball!
And a foul ball. This one in the air, center field. Rafaela under it. And that is that. On now to the top half of inning number 2. Here's the Toronto catcher, Adley Rutschman. Fastball right back to the mound. Throws to first. One pitch and one out.
That is it. Right fielder, Fernando Tatis Jr.
Nope, that's outside.
Tatis
Ball.
batting 6th in today's lineup. And he was born in the Dominican Republic.
He hasn't wanted to challenge him. Both of those pitches off the plate away. Don't expect anything down the heart of the plate. You may just have to be patient and take your walk here.
Ball.
Pitch misses inside. Ball 3. Castro settles under it. And that quickly 2 away. So up next, Teruaki Sato.
That's a ball.
Hit hard, but foul off to the left. And that is that. Back here at Busch Stadium, bottom half of inning number 2. Ketel Marte getting ready to hit, and that drops in for a strike.
It's a good changeup to hit up in the zone. I don't think he recognized it. I'm sure he'd love to have that one back.
Swing and a deep drive. This one's got a chance. Way back there, and boom goes the dynamite. He crushes that one to center field.
Ball.
But you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run. Go back to work. Focus on this next batter.
That's in there. And it's 1-1. In the air, center field. Rafaela in position. And there's one down. This is Willie Castro.
Heck.
One out, base is empty, and a run in. Bottom half of inning number 2. In the air, right field. Tatis has a beat on it. 2 down.
Heck. 1.
Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. That is the inning. Back here in St. Louis, and now for the Jays, Ceddanne Rafaela. On the ground. One pitch and one out. There's a swing and a drive. That's back. See you later. A solo shot. Here's Juan Soto. Swing and a high fly ball right field. That one back, that one on its way, and it's gone. They do it again. Back-to-back homers. That one fouled off. On the ground right side. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. And he'll be safe at first. One down. Jack Caglione digs in now.
Ball. That's in. Nope. Ball.
Tied up here in the early going. Next offering misses down and away. 3-2 now.
And boy, that was the pitch. 3-1. You want to be really aggressive on the fastball.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Here's a swing and a line drive and a base hit into right field. Throw in holds the lead runner at second. 2 on now with 2 away. Here's Adley Rutschman. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Tried to check his swing. Appeal to third. No swing. Just held it back there. And a 1-1. Swings through that one. Swing and a high fly ball. Well struck. Way back there. And it gets into the corner, but it's foul.
A healthy cut. Tough pitch at 98, but a really good pass at the ball.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. 2 on, 2 outs. Runners on the move. And no throw. Both runners are safe. 2-2 now. And a foul ball. He stays alive. Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. Smith gathers, throws in time. Nicely done. Bottom of the inning, and stepping in for the Cardinals, Fernando Tatis Jr. Pulls that one foul. And there's a foul ball. Here's the 0-2. Swing, and that's ripped towards right center. Oh, nice lunging grab.
That's a ball.
Ripped on the ground to second. And 2 straight set down to begin the bottom of the third. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And
that's
takes low for ball 1. Foul ball. 2 down, nobody on. High fly ball, right field. Tatis gets under it. And that'll do it. Start of the 4th, and now for the Jays, Fernando Tatis Jr. Out towards right center field, and that's got extra bases written all over it. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out. Oh, look at the stop. Throw to first, and very nicely done for the out. Ceddanne Rafaela next up for the Blue Jays. High fly ball, pretty well struck out towards right center. That gets by him. Around second now, going for 3. The relay, not in time. He's safe. A bunt, and it's right in front of the plate. Fires over to Guerrero. And the bottom 4. So now here's the Cardinals designated hitter, Kyle Schwarber. Foul ball there.
You know, these Cardinals just haven't produced as many competitive at-bats as I'd like to see in this one. They're swinging early, being aggressive, but
this one swung on and hit well. Way back there. Gone! That ball was crushed. He'll touch them all. Drilled in the air out towards right center. Rafaela moving under it. And there's 1 down. Here's Ketel Marte. He's already homered here in this one.
Ball.
1 out, base is empty, and a run in. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Ripped to third and caught.
Up next for the Cardinals, third baseman, Alex Bregman.
Swing and a deep drive. This one's got a chance. Way back there, and boom goes the dynamite. Alex Bregman sends it out. It's their second home run of the inning. Lifted in the air, right center field. Tatis on the move to the gap. And that is that. All set for the start of the inning. Now it's the Toronto designated hitter, Juan Soto. Ripped on a line. Trout takes it in for the out. One up, one down.
For the Blue Jays, second baseman, Ketel Marte.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Well, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. Smash that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of play.
And that's a base hit. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds at second with one gone. And a big spot here for Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Ball.
First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Well, all eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get out of this inning.
Oh, great stop. There's one. To first, not in time. Great effort there. Checks his swing. Now an appeal to third. No, he held up. And fouled off. Runners on first and third, 2 away. And we're at the top of the 5th. Next one misses.
High.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count. That's a ball. Went with the sweeper. That ball is foul, and the pressure is building. 2 on, 2 outs. In the air, left field. Castro coming on, and that's the 3rd out. Back here in St. Louis, ready to go for the last half of the inning. Well, he's been knocked around pretty good so far, but they've got him back out there at least to begin the inning. Swing and a deep drive. This one's got a chance. Way back there, and boom goes the dynamite. A shot to the opposite field. Back to the leadoff spot in the St. Louis lineup. And now the right fielder, Fernando Tatis Jr.
You know, these Cards, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. They have 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet so far, and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well.
Bounce to the left side. Sato. Over to first, and that's the 1st out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer. Line drive to short and caught.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
On a line out towards center. And that is that. Back here at Busch Stadium. And now for the Jays, Fernando Tatis Jr. Trout settles under this one, and there's one down. Check swing, no appeal. Ball 1. Yeah, that's fouled off. Here's a 1-1. Hit hard to the ground and up the middle, base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Timing on the swing was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
And that one finds its way through. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds at second with one goal. And now a huge at bat coming up as Bobby Witt Jr. steps in.
That's a ball.
High fly ball lifted in the air right field. Tatis settles underneath it. He's got it. Runner tags at second. The relay to third.
Save!
So with second and third occupied, they go for the intentional walk. Base is now loaded, and there's a force at every base. Marte
Ball.
stands in with two away as he takes a ball.
Hey, Eck!
Really been able to slow down the game tonight with his at-bats, and the biggest one he's had so far, he doesn't look anxious at all.
That's to third. Zips it across. Out to escape a bases loaded jam unscathed. Bottom of the sixth inning. Now up for St. Louis, Kyle Schwarber. And first offering is fouled off. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Tipped into the mid, strike three. In the air to left center. And there's two away. An outstanding hitter in Ketel Marte. That's ripped into the outfield. And that's got extra bases written all over it. Around first, heading for two. In safely. It's a double and his second hit. Ripped, but it curls foul. Runner at second, two down. Here in the bottom of the sixth. Turned on, but that's foul down the third baseline.
Pretty frugal guy. He is very efficient with the pitch count in this one.
Swing and a deep drive. This one's got a chance. Way back there, and boom goes the dynamite. Another homer. His second home run of the game. And now here is Willie Castro. Slider right there. Hit hard, base hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
Everything came together perfectly for him right there. Just a cookie down the middle. I mean, those are the ones you dream about. Ones in the cage, you're just hoping you get in the ball game. Right down the middle, not a whole lot of velocity, right on top of it.
This one in the air, center field. Rafaela should have this one, and that will end the inning. One for the Cardinals on the solo home run. It's now a 7-2 ball game. Top of inning number 7, and now for the Jays, Jack Caglione. That one fouled off. The 0-1. Marte. The throw to first, and they get the leadoff hitter in the 7th. On the ground to the left, Bregman handles. Sends it to first, and 2 away to start the 7th. 2 down, base is empty. Now at the plate, Adley Rutschman. Swings through that one for strike 1. And it's fouled away. The 0-2. Jackknifes out of the way. Foul ball still, a 1-2 count. 2 down, nobody on. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Down to the dirt, swing and a miss. That completes the strikeout, inning over. Back here in St. Louis, and here's the St. Louis leadoff man, Fernando Tatis Jr. That's smacked on a line to center. 1 down. That one blasted deep to right. Tatis going back, up against the wall, and brings it in. Now up for St. Louis, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That's to third, and that's a fair ball. He's already homered in this game. On the ground, right side, into the outfield, base hit. So that's 2 straight 2-out hits. And that's
ball.
Outside, and that's ball 1. Two on, 2 outs, and delivers outside.
Well, the good thing so far is that he hasn't issued any free passes. Unfortunately,
Swing and a deep drive. This one's got a chance. Way back there, and boom goes the dynamite. He jacks that one out to left. Ketel Marte up to the plate. Out towards right center field. Tatis moving under this one. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. But they strike for 3 in the inning. 2 on this 2-run home run. It's now a 10. This game's a bit of a blowout. Singy, let's talk about something random.
Let's do it.
Singy, you grew up in the Bay Area. Did you have a favorite player as a kid?
yeah, I love the A's lineup. I mean, guys like Ricky Henderson, Dave Kingman, Terry Steinbach.
No, that missed.
I mean, you just go on and on. Tony Armas, just some tremendous rosters back then. And I loved as a kid getting on the BART train, the Bay Area Rapid Transit, pulling up right there to the stadium and then going in and watching the game.
Now batting third baseman, number 7.
You also had the pleasure of going over and hitting and taking batting practice at a big leaguer's house. Who was that?
Yeah, Willie McGee, one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion. Not
He
in the
lived in
Hall
your
of-
neighborhood.
Yeah, his folks live right down the street from me, and that's where his batting cage was. I used to look out of my backyard down the hill and just dream of one day maybe being able to go over and hit with them. And that dream became a reality when I was drafted by the San Francisco Giants.
Rafaela at the plate now as he chases after that one. Left field. And that is that. Back here in St. Louis, now up for St. Louis, Alex Bregman. That one hammered, but pulled foul. On the ground to third, Sato. Long throw to first, and that's one away as the leadoff man is out in the 8th. Just
Ball.
missed.
Nasty backdoor slider. There's really nothing you can do with that if you swing at it, so that's a good take by him.
The Redbirds up big in this one. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. That's towards center. Rafaela on the move. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. Plenty of offense in this one, Singy. I guess you'd say kind of what we expected, though.
Well, this was a game, looking at the pitching
Ball, ball.
matchup, where you expected offense to score, and not as lopsided as this. But yeah.
Oh, this one high and deep. Way back there. Gone! That ball was crushed. So back to the top of the order. Now it's the right fielder, Fernando Tatis Jr. Swing and a miss.
Ball.
Hit in the air, center field. Rafaela ranging back. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. Back here at Busch Stadium. And now Jays, Bobby Witt Jr. New arm of the mound for the Cardinals, Fernando Cruz.
And you know, bullpen guys can struggle sometimes when they're called upon with big leads because it just doesn't have the same intensity as a tight game. So we'll see how sharp he is. Your mental toughness matters in situations like this as well.
To first, now one gone in the ninth. Check swing, but he went too far. Strike one. Whacked out to center field. That's well struck. This one's got a chance. Makes the catch up against the wall. One out left for the Blue Jays. Ketel Marte next up for the Blue Jays. And that's hammered into right field. That's a base hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
Waste no time there. It sounded different than most hits coming off the bat. You don't need numbers to tell you the ball was hit extremely hard, but at 115 miles per hour, that's not an exit velocity you see very often. Very impressive.
Cruz is just one strike away. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and that